Hi there again, this is English and I'm Lon. So, have a look at these. Can you see any pictures? Oh, what can you see in the photos? Alright, I had seen before I visited the USA. Look at these. Definitely, because these photos are worldwide and they're really popular around the world. You have 1 minute, please read. So, number 1, it's false alarm. 2, in the post. And 3, left behind. Alright. So, number 1, false alarm. Now, please read the story again. For each story, put the events in the order that they happened. For example, story 1. First, the neighbor heard someone screaming, and then what? Please order the events. You have 1 minute. Alright, let's check them all together. 2, the man killed the spider. 3, the police arrived at the apartment. And 4, the man explained what had happened. In the post, you know the drill. You have 1 minute. So number 1, Julia lost her cat. 2, Julia put up posters. 3, the cat jumped out of the box. And 4, the vet contacted Julie. The final one, again 1 minute. Okay, so number 1. Walter went to the toilet. 2. Claudia went into the shop. 3. Walter got back into the car and drove off. 4. Walter realized what had happened. Fascinating job you've done. And now, we'll carry on. And this time, now I'll show, you should look back at the stories and complete the sentence with the time expressions. Now I'll give you 30 seconds to look through this part, and then I'll show the text again. Okay, I'm showing the text. So, a police car went to the apartment immediately. 2. A cab suddenly jammed out. 3. I put the DVDs in the box and I closed it straight away. 4. Meanwhile, Claudia tried to phone him. 5. Her husband eventually returned 2 hours later. Her husband eventually returned 2 hours later. And now, you should match the time expressions in D to their meaning in this exercise. 1. Quickly and unexpectedly. 2. After a long time, while something else was happening. 4. Without delay. Okay, you have 40 seconds. Taking all together. Number 1. Quickly and unexpectedly. Suddenly. After a long time. Eventually. While something else was happening. Meanwhile. Without delay. Straight away. Let's read the sentence. Walter only realized his wife was in the car after he'd driven 100 kilometers. So, here now, in simple sentence, we've got 2 of them. 1. Walter realized his wife was in the car. 2. Walter drove 100 kilometers. Okay, now which happened first now? Definitely, Walter drove 100 kilometers first. And second, Walter realized his wife was in the car. Look at this. Walter only realized. And then he had driven 100 kilometers. So if you see here in blue, this is past perfect. Now we'll be covering past perfect and its functions and its meaning. In the sentence, Walter realized, Walter drove 100 kilometers. So past perfect. If you just read the sentence as an examples, we have positive, negative, and question sentence. Let's read the first sentence in each. When I woke up, the garden was all white. It had snowed during the night. Negative sentence. We got home just in time. The match hadn't started. Question form. I went to Paris last weekend. I really loved it. Had you been there before? No, I hadn't. So, there you go. We use the past perfect when we are already talking about the past and we want to talk about an earlier past action. Next, when I woke up, the garden was all white. It had snowed during the night. That means first it snowed and then I woke up. In other words, it should sound like it snowed before I woke up. We make the past perfect with had or hadn't plus past participle. There you go. So, positive sentence, subject plus had plus verb 3, which is past participle. Negative form, subject plus hadn't plus verb 3, past participle again. In the question form, had plus subject plus verb 3 or past participle. There you go. And finally, the form of the past perfect is the same for all persons. We do not change. We just keep had after all persons. Had is sometimes contracted to d, like hid, shid, wid, you'd. Alright. Right now I want you to match the sentence halves. I couldn't get into my flat because, see, I'd lost my keys. That means I had lost my keys. So look, here I couldn't get into my flat because before that I did lose my keys. So losing my keys happened first and then happened that I couldn't open the door. Now you have one more minute. Please continue. Alright, taking it all together. Number 1, when our friends arrived, gee, we hadn't finished cooking the dinner. 2, I took the jacket back to the shop because I'd bought the wrong size. 3, Jill didn't come with us because she'd made other plans. 4, I turned on the TV news. F, to see what had happened. Number 5, he was nervous because it was the first time he'd flown. Number 6, when I got to the supermarket checkout, I realized that I'd left my wallet at home. Alright, we'll continue. Right now, to complete the sentence with the correct form of the past perfect, you will have 1 minute. Please complete as in the example. For example, I didn't get a table in the restaurant because we hadn't booked. So, you just use the verbs in brackets with the correct form using past perfect and past simple as well. You have 1 minute. Okay. Number 1. Caroline changed a lot, and I hadn't recognized her. 2. My friend phoned to tell me that I'd left my coat in his car. 3. When I turned on the radio, the news had already finished. 4. She didn't lend me the DVD because she hadn't watched it yet. 5. The bar had been closed by the time we arrived. 6. When we got home, we saw that somebody had broken the kitchen window. 7. When we got up in the morning, we saw that it had snowed in the night. Right now, you'll have 2 pieces of text on the screen, which you should read and then answer the questions. Please go ahead. You have 1 minute. Okay. So, the questions are, where was the airport? 2. Why were the airport workers surprised? 3. What had the old lady done? 4. How far did she travel on the luggage belt? So, number 1. In Stockholm, Sweden. 2. They saw an old lady on the belt. 3. She had sat down on the belt herself. 4. Only a few meters. Brilliant. The next part. You got the drill. You know the drill. 1 minute. So, number 1, where was the swimming pool? And what kind of pool was it? The answer is, number 1, it was in Sydney. It was an outdoor swimming pool. 2, why did the pool assistant shout, "Get out of the water, quickly"? Because they saw a shark in the pool. Number 3, what had happened the night? A large wave had carried a shark into the pool overnight. 4, were any of the swimmers hurt? What happened to the shark? Well, no one was hurt. They caught it and put back into the sea. This is the end of our lesson now. Well, let's call it a day. I'll catch you next time.